What's up, guys? I'm Ben Ephraim, this is NFL head coach, and this is actually part 2 of a 2-part video, so if you haven't seen part 1, go watch that first, and then watch the second. So let's get right into the video. With the 30th pick in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals selected Andy Isabella out of UMass. So Andy Isabella, very good route runner, very quick. He's fast. He actually led all of college football in receiving yards, all of Division I college football in receiving yards, which I think is interesting, but don't get too caught up in that stat. I really like this kid. I think he's awesome. I think he's great. He's actually working out with Randy Moss to get right before the season, and I think he was working out with him before the draft too. I'm not sure. But I really like this kid. I think he's perfect for the Cardinals. I think he's going to be awesome in that offense. He's going to play in the slot most of the time, maybe even all the time. He played in the slot most of the time in college. Despite playing in the slot, though, he was great in the deep ball. He caught a lot of big yardage passes, and that was part of the reason why he led all of Division I college football in receiving yards, and I think he's going to be a very good pick for the Cardinals. With the 32nd pick in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks selected DK Metcalf. Big name guy coming out of the combine. He athletic freak, that's what he is. Huge, fast, he's just, if you're basing NFL success off of the combine, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And obviously, he's only a rookie, and it's obvious. A lot of people coming off of the combine who have great combines, have not had success in the NFL despite great combine numbers. And I don't think that'll be him, though. I think the Seahawks are going to use him well. I think they're going to shorten his route tree, meaning that, he isn't fit physically to run some of the routes that most receivers run. I think he's going to be big on the deep ball, big on, using his size over the middle of the field. And I think that's basically going to be his route tree. He's not going to need to come out of breaks super well all the time because he's so gifted with his size, and he can definitely beat defensive backs with speed. I think he's going to need to improve his release moves off the line of scrimmage, especially getting to the NFL level, but I think he's going to be a great player. I really wanted him to go to the Bills, because I think he would fit perfectly with the Bills. The Bills, their receivers are typically bigger body guys, and I think not only would he fit with that, but also I mentioned he's great with the deep ball, and Josh Allen has a huge arm, and I think that would be an awesome combination. I really wanted him. In my mock draft, before I started this channel, I made a mock draft. I made 4 mock drafts actually, but I had him going number 9 overall to the Bills in all 4 of those mock drafts. So yeah, I really like him. I think the Seahawks are going to use him well. Really wish he was on the Bills, but I think he's still going to be good. With the 24th pick in the 4th round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears selected Riley Ridley, brother of Calvin Ridley. I really like this pick for the Bears. I thought he was for sure going to go in the 2nd round before the draft. I don't know how he fell to late 4th round, but the Bears don't even need a receiver, and they just got best player available, and he was the best player available, and I really like that pick for them. I think that as of now, he provides great depth for the Bears, but I think in the future he could see himself being a starter and maybe even being number 1 or number 2 receiver on that team. I really like him. He's a great route runner, just like his brother Calvin, who is the 2nd-year receiver on the Falcons. He went to Georgia. He played against good competition, and I think he's a great pick. I really like him. I don't know how he fell to the 4th round, to be bluntly honest. He's so complete. He's such a complete receiver. He can play on the outside. He can play in the slot. He can play all over the place, and I think that's also perfect for Nagy. because Matt Nagy can use him anywhere, and he loves those gadget players that he can just line up all over the field and use them in different packages and different situations. And I think Riley Ridley's going to be one of those guys, and he can just do everything. He's got the size to play on the outside, but he's also very effective in the slot as well. With the 11th pick in the 5th round of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders selected Hunter Renfrow. This guy out of Clemson. He played there for 4 years, I think. Didn't come out of college early, but the one word that comes to mind when I think of this kid is reliability. He is so reliable. When you need a short gain, he's there. He's going to be open. He's going to catch that pass, and he's going to do everything he can to turn up field and get as many yards as possible. He was the most reliable receiver on Clemson every year he was there. You could always count on him, and I really like that in a receiver. I think he's going to complement Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams really well. I think the Raiders' receiving corps went from worst to first. They did a really good job with their receivers. Going a little bit off topic here, but I think that Derek Carr is going to have a lot of weapons to play with this year. And I really like Hunter Renfrow. I think he's just such a complete package. He's going to play in the slot most of the time, obviously. Played in the slot a lot in college. But I really like how he's going to fit well with Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams and the Raiders, and I think he's going to be really good. Now, my 10th and final receiver that I'm going to talk about is actually undrafted. I saw this guy at the Senior Bowl, or I didn't go to the Senior Bowl. I watched the practices and I watched the Senior Bowl on TV, and because I'm a huge football nerd and I watch the practices. But I just saw this kid running routes and catching the ball, and I fell in love. Undrafted to the Colts, Penny Hart out of Georgia State. Small school. I think I think he's a really good player, though. He has some of the fastest breaks I've ever seen out of his route. At the top of his route, I think he's going to be really good. He plays mostly in the slot. I don't know how fast he is. Well, so there's a difference between combine fast and play speed, and I think he has a pretty good play speed. I don't know what his 40 time was, or he wasn't invited to the combine, but I don't know what his 40 time was at his pro day. Not that it matters all that much, but I think I think he has a really good chance of making the team with the Colts, and maybe even getting some playing time, and because they didn't really have many good receivers on their team last year, but I think he has a very good chance of making the team, getting a little bit of playing time, and I think he's a good fit there. I really like him with the Colts. I like him with Andrew Luck. The Colts also drafted a wide receiver named Paris Campbell earlier in the draft. I haven't done a whole lot of research on him. I haven't seen much film on him, so that's why I didn't talk about him in either part 1 or part 2, but I just wanted to talk about Penny Hart, and I think that they're both going to be good with them. I really like where the Colts are headed offensively with their receivers, and I really like this kid. He's a hard worker. He's just got some of the fastest breaks I've ever seen. He's great on short yardage. He doesn't mind blocking. On some of the film I watched with him, he was a pretty good blocker, and I like that a lot. He's unselfish. I really like this kid. I think he's also going to be a pretty good special teams player, which he'll probably start out there more than playing receiver and getting on the field there if he makes the team. But I really like this kid. That's it. That's the end of this video. Kind of shorter than the last one. Thanks for watching. My name is Ben Ephraim. This is NFL Head Coach Culture.